Hi guys, how are you? I'd like to introduce you to my new project, a Piaggio Typhoon 50, specifically the limited edition Benetton Formula 1. This moped has barely used for 14 years, only been started up from time to time to prevent it from breaking down. The truth is that it feels very good for its 29 years. It has expired tires, a torn seat, worn vinyl, and faded plastics. So the first thing we are going to do is pass the mod to be able to drive legally. We already have the legal moped, so now I'm going to make it illegal. I'll start by removing the handle and cutting the fender. In all the cars I modify, I always like to lacquer the turn signals in red, because I don't like the amber color. Since the handle holes were exposed, I had no choice but to add some rubber plugs. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing solution, but it doesn't look too bad. The handlebar end cap is quite faded, the white color is off, so I'll take it to a professional painter to get it perfect. I'm not a big fan of Harley Davidsons, but one thing I like about them when they're modified is that they put the license plate on the left side. So I'm going to try it. I went to the hardware store to buy this piece of furniture, which I don't know the name of, because it seemed perfect for holding the license plate. So I made the hole bigger and painted in black. I like how the license plate looks on the side. And to finish the aesthetic part, we put the red lacquered turn signals. What a change! It looks very naughty. Let's move on to the mechanical part. I have to remove the exhaust to remove the rear wheel. With the exhaust now out, we can remove the rear wheel. I think these brakes have seen better days. The eternal unknown of scooters is a transmission lubricant. I'm sure this is the factory one. I bought this good quality transmission oil for very little money, and I didn't even use half the container. The good thing about mopeds is that spare parts are incredibly cheap, like these brake shoes. Of course, I couldn't forget the front brake. I'm 100% sure that just like the transmission oil, they've never changed the brake fluid. The brake caliper is pretty dirty, so let's give it a facelift and change its color. I gave it 2 coats, letting the first one dry for 30 minutes and then applying the second coat. The result is quite impressive. I like it. Of course, I'm going to put on some new brake pads, some competition ones. I'm going to try this from the Malossi brand. And finally, fresh brake fluid. Now it's time to bleed the brakes properly. This container already has another color. I'm happy. The Typhoon has made quite a bit progress today. But now I'm going to make my dinner. And that's all for today. I see you in the next video.